one by one affected. So I am also panic. I am scared.
April 2020. COVID-19 spreads across Singapore's migrant workers' dormitories. Thousands are infected. An urgent logistical exercise begins on a scale yet unseen in the city's history. The workers are rehoused, the sick isolated from the healthy, and testing is stepped up. The crisis creates empathy, provokes tough questions, and rallies a nation to come together in aid of unsung heroes.
Take care, brothers, okay? All right, no problem. They will take care of you.
April the 5th. S11 dormitory at Punggol and Westlight To Guan are identified as clusters for COVID-19 infection. The dorms go under quarantine.
2 days before, roommate, one man now is in hospital from the infection. Yeah, one by one affected. So I am also something panic. I am scared.
After men in his room fall sick, Subramaniam Pugalandi is moved to a separate location for quarantine.
First reaction, this one, how to say? I think about my family lah. Because the 2 year already, I never see my family. Then I little bit something worry. My plan somehow 2 months. I want to home leave. I want to go back home leave. My plan.
Residents are kept inside their rooms and within their floors.
Sick means everybody worry what? If I unlucky, anything happen, right? So my family, how to say? Allah. This situation are nobody expecting one. Plum to whom? Nobody expecting plum to anybody. We cannot plum.
Elsewhere, infections spread across other dorms in the city. Despite regular disinfecting and cleaning, more men get sick. More dorms are quarantined. Soon, Subramaniam Pugalandi joins the ranks of almost 1,000 migrant workers infected with COVID-19.
I just 3-4 hours, my body completely overall changed already. I'm sick. I think about my son. That's why tears, many things come out. I see around more than 60%. All foreign workers. Only I think about my family. Because, how to say, my life, I can continue my life. I also very, my inside very question mark ready.
Singapore has reported 1,037 new cases of COVID-19 infections. It's the 4th straight day that the daily increase has surpassed 1,000. The majority of the new cases are work permit holders staying in dormitories.
We've had a peek at how crowded their living conditions are, which explains this outbreak. These conditions, it's not ideal. We have to also pause and reflect on the fact that we never knew this. And why was it that we never knew this, even though there are 750,000 migrant workers?
As infections mount, commentators online write of dorms as ticking time bombs. Xenophobia surfaces, along with some assumptions of workers' hygiene. Just 5 months earlier, CNA was given access to a workers' dormitory for a documentary. These scenes were set at Tuas View Dormitory, currently one of the 25 dorms gazetted as isolation areas. About 15,000 workers live here, 8 to 10 workers per room. There are recreational facilities, a supermarket, and a food court on site. But most workers prefer to cook their own meals on their off days.
Actually, Sundays, that's the day I can cook anything I want. So other days, it's quite busy day. So after going work, we can't talk much. So only Sunday we can share everything. Everything is good.
I'm Cedric Chiu. I'm the head of the Salvation Army Sojourn. This is a program for migrant workers in Singapore. Migrant workers generally work long hours at physically demanding jobs, which require strenuous manual labor. So they're at risk of muscle strains, tears, or even injuries. Here at Tuas View Dormitory, we have our own actual clinic where we provide rehabilitative services such as physiotherapy, TCM. So all these are very important because then it prevents minor injuries or moderate health risks from becoming serious ones.
This one go down. Relax.
But dorms have differing standards. And not all foreign workers live in purpose-built dorms like Tuas View. Singaporean Samuel Gift Stephen runs an NGO that looks after the welfare of workers at another type of dormitory housing.
It is 10:25 and we'll be going to Tuas View Walk 1 to view many dormitories down there. So every morning we go there to inquire of them how they are, how they feel. Is there anyone sick in the dorms? Whether they enjoyed the dinner last night and whether there are any immediate needs that they have. So we do this on a regular basis. நான் ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்கணும் அந்த ரமடான் எத்தனை நம்ம பங்களாக்காரங்க இருக்காங்க ஆமா These are all factory converted dorms. So these are all basically dorms that house multiple workers from different sites. So they all are like they are from 5-6 companies. They stay together. So they are roughly like in this dorm alone there are about 150 guys staying in this 2-story building. Like just like this, there are multiple sites here in this dorm. There are about close to about 200 of them staying in this dorm. So all over here, all these buildings here, they are, it's called factory converted dorms. There are two main kinds of dorms. One is the purpose-built dorms. These are dorms that houses anywhere from 2,000 to 20,000 people. But then these are called factory converted dorms. I mean, these are factories which they make room for the guys to stay. And so it's not the best of conditions. On average, it's about 12 people to a room. And the truth is, the distance from a bed is less than a meter. You know, so if you see social distancing, well. Bhaiya, how are you?
Yes, fine.
Bhaiya, I need one number. Yes. How many brothers?
50%. 50.
50.
Yes.
Can you?
Then you give normal 50 same time. But 50 people fasting one.
Fasting?
You give
at 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Before 5 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay, 4 o'clock I come. Okay. How they live is they pay $130 on average for 3 meals a day. So they pay the caterer. Every day the caterer delivers it to their work site. But now because of this situation, they are not able to go to the work site. So many of the caterers don't deliver to the work site and they are afraid to come to the dorms. And so right now, many of them, they can't get this food. Sometimes even the companies, you know, maybe because of this financial crunch, they're not able to provide food for the workers. So that's where the problem is right now. I thought of just giving them a good meal. As of today, we cater 17,000 hot meals a day. Having a chicken every day is a luxury for them, and we want to give them good food because this is where we can show them that we care for them. Thanks, Ayah. So this is a bigger dorm. They have about 580 guys staying in this dorm. They reached out to us whether we could help them during this difficult time. There were some quarantine cases here, so they were not able to adjust during the period. Is there a quarantine zone?
ஆமா இதுல வந்து ஆக்சுவலி ஆள் அஃபெக்ட் யாரும் கிடையாது சமயத்துல தான் முக்கிய ஆள் வச்சிருக்கு
அப்படியா
ஆமா எதுவும் கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கிடையாது வரைக்கும் நாளைக்கு
சொல்லல
கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் எதுவும் கிடையாது
ஓகே ஆனா நீங்க சொல்லுங்க ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க
ஓகே
thanks Ayah. He said that there was a suspected case here But the thing is, they were not informed for 10 days whether it's a confirmed case or not. So they said they're very worried what's happening. My father actually came from Sri Lanka. And my father was living in the naval base area. And so growing up as a young boy, on a daily basis, we would have our brothers from different nations coming to my house. And this is something that I grew up with, hearing their struggles, sharing their joy, their pains. And that drove me and gave me great passion to not just serve them, but to make them feel that this is their nation too. That they are loved here, they are equals, and that we appreciate them. A day in a life worker, most of them get up at about 5 o'clock in the morning. And then by the time they leave the dormitories, will be somewhere around 6:30 to 7 o'clock. And they reach the work site by 8 o'clock. And then there they start their work the whole day. This is work that involves strength, energy, putting your hands into the dirt, and just slogging the whole day. You know, that it's hard work. You are drenched in sweat every single moment of the day. And the truth is, I definitely can't be in that shoe. I can't do that. But they're doing this the whole day from morning till night. And many of them, you know, they do this just because they can put some food on the table for their family back home.
It is a plight portrayed in poetry. Poet Muhammad Sharifuddin writes of his encounters in Singapore as a former migrant worker.
প্রায় 4000 মাইল পথ অতিক্রম করে সেই স্বপ্নের দেশ সিঙ্গাপুরের মাটিতে অবতরণ। আহ, শেষ পর্যন্ত এলাম তাহলে। যখন দ্বিতীয় পাটা বিমান থেকে লবির দিকে বাড়ালাম, হঠাৎ খুব বিষণ্ণতা অনুভব করলাম। বারবার ভেসে আসছিল বাবার অন্যদিকে ফেরানো নিস্তব্ধ মুখখানা আর সহধর্মিণীর ঝাপটে ধরে কেঁপে ওঠা হৃদয়ের মর্মস্পর্শী বিলাপ। সাময়িক উৎকর্ষতায় ভুলেই গিয়েছিলাম আমার আগমন এখানে একজন নির্মাণ শ্রমিক হিসেবে, যার কাজ হবে অট্টালিকা তৈরিতে সহযোগিতা করা, যে $18 বেসিক ডিউটিতে স্বাক্ষর করে কাজ করতে এসেছে। আমার অবস্থান যেন আমাকে হঠাৎ করেই সচেতন করে দিল। এখন আর দৃষ্টিভঙ্গিতে আলোড়িত হচ্ছে না চারিদিকের শুনশান নীরবতা।
Singapore has confirmed a record high of 942 new COVID-19 cases. The majority of new infections are foreign workers in dormitories.
As cases climb at the dorms, the government responds with an urgent plan. The infected move into new facilities for treatment. An exhibition hall is converted into a treatment facility. For the healthy, a nationwide logistical exercise unfolds to segregate and isolate.
Construction of additional foreign worker dormitories in Changi East will be accelerated to help relieve crowding in existing dorms. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong says Singapore urgently needs a solution to house the large numbers of mostly mild COVID-19 patients. That's to prevent hospitals from being swamped.
Across the city, military camps, blocks of unused public housing, and other large spaces are repurposed into new dormitories. In the heartlands, there is one type of community facility that seems immediately fitting.
I can imagine family, friends playing badminton in this badminton court happily and sweating previously, and looking at the sports hall now being converted into a makeshift dormitory actually make me feel very heartened. It's an opportunity for us to contribute to this whole cause for taking care of foreign workers who came from far to contribute to our society.
It took 3 days to convert the Clementi Sports Hall into a dormitory. for 150 residents. 4 other complexes in neighborhoods elsewhere have a similar setup.
This is a sports hall. This is not our dormitory, right? But we use our imagination to try our best to make it as livable as possible for our foreign workers. And it's our duty to really take care of them, like what Prime Minister said. All right?
The sports hall dorms are staffed by a team whose day jobs are as coaches, sports administrators, and volunteers.
Anti-magic! Anti-magic! Good job. Currently now we have set up each of the bunks. We have provided them with their mattresses, the pillow. Okay. You can't stay in the dormitory for 1 month. So every day we have 1 hour of physical exercise. So they can come here and breathe some fresh air, some grass.
The hall makes up the living quarters. Outside, the rest of the complex is reimagined to provide the services of a full-board dormitory.
So once the foreign worker come in, so we will line them here. Then this is where the process will do all the checks here. So make sure they are spread out. Internally, we term this operation Operation Sayang. And Sayang is our Malay word to mean care. And we want to show the care for our foreign workers in our Singaporean way.
The same kind of care is extended at another facility, at the Tanjong Pagar terminal. These vessels typically house crews working on rigs offshore. They have been turned into dorms as well.
They'll be either assigned to a 1-man cabin, 2-man cabin, or 3-man cabin. Within the cabin, they have their ensuite washing and toilet facilities. We know that this would provide very good accommodation with amenities that meets the requirement of maritime crew. So it's quite intuitive, when we wanted to find solution for mass accommodation, these vessels came to mind. We wanted to make this work. We wanted to be part of the solution to this big problem. I can see that everybody is trying to do their best to address this pandemic, and I'm very, very confident that we will overcome this definitely, and we will win this battle together.
Bed spaces and amenities in place, another major logistical exercise could go a long way towards lifting dorm resident spirits. In a commercial kitchen in Barok, Team Catering produces 6,000 meals every day for workers living in the sports halls and dorms. This is a totally new operation for the company, which was mainly doing Chinese meals and buffets.
Catering for dormitory meals is a very specific request from the dormitory people that they want Indian pony rice imported from India. For the last few days, we've been finding very challenged to secure many of these bags. This one, for the last 1 week, the price for this pony rice has increased 35%. So let me introduce you. This is the kitchen, specially prepared the dormitory meal. They are doing the gravy. The gravy is very important for the workers. It's more important than the meat. The gravy is a key.
The rice portion for dorm meals are double compared to usual meals. And that's why a good gravy is prized above all else.
This one you can see a big pot here. So one pot estimated they can generate about 300 packs.
I think the food is a very essential part of uplifting a person's morale. I think in this setting where they are trapped inside a confined space, if we are inside, we won't be feeling happy. The only thing I think to make them happy is the food. From the top down, it's like we instruct our chefs to give the best ingredient, as well as give a very wholesome meal. They are the backbone of our Singapore economy. for us to have a chance to serve them a very good meal. That, I think that warms our heart as a caterer.
Within days of setting up, residents have moved into their new accommodations.
My name is Armugam Ramki. I working from Singapore 13 years.
Araham works for Singapore Power. He lays electric cables for newly built HDB flats.
Before I stay is the woodland dormitory. This one is more space. Our dormitory, some room also very small. Our bed is only 1 meter like this. Now is some more far away.
There's a timetable for residents, so different groups can use facilities at different times and not cross paths.
6:30 I wake up. After I go to shower. Okay, after come to here 7 o'clock something. After check to temperature. Breakfast ready. After some time see the mobile. 10:30 after I go to warm up. The exercise, everything.
Since the dorm is run by Active SG, there are fitness trainers on site.
First, just put your hands to your side. Just count to 10. 1, 2, 3.
Exercise, our body is energy everything. If I don't exercise, I like cannot working energy, no have ready after.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the stretching session, I will just initially ask them to walk around or probably run, just to release their tension and stress.
It's been 2 weeks since Araham moved in. Like his fellow residents, he's learning to cope with life under quarantine.
Sometimes see the TikTok, sometimes some more play the Facebook, some more the Google also see some movie. No boring lah, just okay. See the many TV, see the movie, some place the phone they play, just friend talk, time can pass.
Meal times are a highlight of the day. They're bento boxes delivered by Team Catering.
Tonight is chicken, rice, chicken and vegetable. Gravy is good, I like. Family is all COVID coming, people all is scared. I assume I have Singapore, you no worry. Everything Singapore government can take care. Medical, everything, the doctor is very hard work. The night, day, everything, the ambulance all time can come on. That is, I no scared. I no worry anything.
Araham is due to get married in October this year. He plans to work in Singapore for another 2 years before pursuing his dream of starting a business back home in India. In the meantime, the 31-year-old has a more immediate aim.
I want to go play cricket. Go before I play Saturday afternoon also, Sunday also play. Okay, now Kobe finish also, I say more than some thing I want need play.
এক অদৃশ্য শত্রুর নাশকতায় আমরা একে অপরের মাঝে অবিশ্বাসের পরিণত হয়েছে জড় বস্তুতেও, যেমন সিঁড়িতে বেয়ে ওঠা রেলিং, লিফটের বাটন, বাসে ঝুলে থাকা হ্যাঙ্গার, বুক পকেটের মুদ্রাও। অর্থের প্রলোভন দেখিয়ে অদৃশ্য শত্রু ইউনিফর্মে রূপান্তরিত আমার সহকর্মী হয়ে আমাকে ডাকে 52 সিটের একটি পাবলিক বাস থেকে, শহরতলির একটি ট্রেন থেকে। আমি বলি না, ঘরে থাকবো। জানালার উঁকি ঝুঁকি দিয়ে নিচে পার্কের শরীরচর্চা স্থাপনা থেকে দোলনা হয়ে আমাকে ডাকে। আমি বলি না, ঘরে থাকবো। আমার বাসার অপর পাশে নির্ভেজাল বায়ুতে সবুজ বৃক্ষের ডালা থেকে কোকিলটাকে মন চেপে রেখে বলি না, ঘরে থাকবো।
At Geylang, a free clinic serves the migrant worker community. It's run by HealthServe, a medical NGO.
As always, it's like this. Very early, huh? 3 p.m. I give token. Okay? Okay, that's it. So it's always like that. They will always come ahead of me. So we usually, most of them will queue as early as 11 in the morning.
Geylang Clinic was started 14 years ago. So we run like GP consultations, dental services for migrant workers there.
Okay, the time now is 3 o'clock and we have maybe about 15, 20 people here already, even though we only start at like 7.
Our volunteer doctors, or in fact for that matter, all the volunteers at the clinic, including the dentists, clinical support assistants, pharmacists, our nurses, they all have their full-time job. They come to dedicate themselves to serve the migrant workers, usually after work. Our clinic runs in the evenings usually, and after they finish their work, they come and help out in the clinics.
3:10 in the afternoon. So I'll be gowning up because I'll be seeing them early than usual. So I prepare all the famous PPE in the world. So usually we will gown up at 5. But today is a special day because we have like a lot of cases so far. So we'll be screening them, triaging them as early as now. So thankfully, we have a big-hearted Singaporeans who give out a lot of our PPEs. So 90% of it, what we have in store now, are from donations. Fitting my small nose. So our doctors, our experts, a lot of them are working in infectious previously, like a lot of they're consultants, so they give us advice on how to glove up. So one of them will say double gloving.
Most of the patients who present to us here, even if we suspect that they have COVID-19, we can't confirm the diagnosis because we don't do the actual swab testing here. But based on the circumstances, like for example, they live in a residence where there are confirmed COVID-19 cases, they are very highly likely to be COVID-19 positive.
So we are now giving out the numbers and just processing who has flu symptoms and who doesn't. Yeah. So the sticker will help us to distinguish. So, on. Flu, coughing, sugar, outside, Okay, fever now. Yeah.
So the current temperature is 37.5. Okay, itchy throat, cough, runny nose also.
We've got quite a few patients with flu and fever, and Jenna and I just had a quick triage to see how many of them require a bit of earlier attention. So 6 of them will probably need to arrange for earlier hospital transfer later.
When was the last time you took a day off?
That's a good question. Are you referring to a partial day or a full day? I think since starting with the organization, that was early March, never really took time off because there's so much things happening.
Jana here.
Staff have no time to head out. Dinner is sponsored by a local restaurant.
Thank you so much for bringing us food.
Thank you so much.
We did a preliminary triage for all the flu patients or with flu symptoms together with Dr. Ben. So we take out their vital signs, their complaints. Then we prepare the template and the memo. We will be asking the doctor on site later to double confirm those cases that we are not so sure if to send or not to send to NCID. The one in my room. I might miss.
After dinner, the staff don a fresh set of PPE.
Hello, we're preparing every volunteer now, clinic assistant, to put on their full PPE.
Before the clinic reopens, the team huddles for a quick briefing and prayer.
So if you don't mind, stay with us. Let's open a word of prayer.
All right, let's pray. as the COVID-19 pandemic rages on, especially in the workers' dormitories, praying that we will continue to be able to minister to them, even in this clinic as we provide services. Pray that we take care of the health of all our volunteers tonight.
Work continues at a hectic pace into the night. Jana calls the National Center for Infectious Diseases.
All Bangladeshi work pass, all the, yeah.
Before they're sent to hospital, patients get a care pack.
Inside this mask, this towel, sanitizer, soap, and a clothes right before your family.
Take care, brothers, okay? All right, no problem. They will take care of you. All right?
So last time, actually, it's one patient, one ambulance, but now they pick up 2 each time. So I guess we will be doing it until the circuit breaker will be finished or until the COVID virus will subside.
So how are you feeling now?
Exhausted, but still alive.
It's been a long day. Glad to have served, I think tonight about 30-35 patients. We sent about 7 to NCID, right? So yeah, calling it a night and let's rest up, and hopefully next week will be better in the sense that I know it's just tiring.
HealthServe and a number of other organizations have also been offering counseling services to the workers.
They were very worried also and fearful at one point because they saw a lot of their dormitory mates been taken away by people in PPE, full PPE, and they were wondering what happened, and they didn't know where they went. So they were very concerned with whether those people were actually repatriated back to their countries because they were sick. So there was a bit of misinformation floating around. We realized from very early on already that we needed to do something in order to mitigate the mental health issues faced by the migrant worker community.
How are you feeling?
Not feeling is good.
It's good? You feeling good?
Yeah.
We had to quickly pull together a team of counselors and social workers. They have a video call set up with a trained care person.
There's been a lot of public attention on workers' housing conditions. Is it really as bad as many believe?
There is a difference in dormitory accommodations. Some are definitely better than others. Some have a nice cinema, movie room for them, a gym, and nice recreational facilities. Others don't. There are some migrant workers I've met, and I feel the majority are generally quite happy. However, obviously, you always have a minority who are in substandard conditions. And these obviously are the ones that, as HealthServe, we are aware of, because HealthServe only sees the worst of the worst. You have those that live in private accommodation as well. That means the employers have put them out in apartments or flats around Singapore. They probably have a little bit more freedom than the ones in dormitories. But then if they are sick, they may not have medical services on hand as fast as the one who are in purpose-built dormitories, right?
I'm Hussein Mohammad Sarwar, come from Bangladesh, 9 years working at Singapore. Last year, December, I make another TV show for the migrant worker life story. My current job is safety coordinator. I help people to teach them any work must be safely. Do this way is proper way. Don't shortcut, don't anyhow. 3 times, breaks don't talk. Safety first, safety first, safety first. So I can help people to prevent accident. That's why I like to this profession.
Sarawak and 6 friends live in this HDB rental flat.
This is our house living area. In time I'll show you the common room. This is the common room of our house. This is the one more common room. 2 persons stay here. Then this is the master bedroom. I'm living this room. Hi my friend. Dining table. We're looking here. So this is our kitchen.
On the 1st of April, one of their flatmates tested positive for COVID-19.
Since 2nd April, we are home quarantine. So we already stopped work since 2nd April. 2nd April to till. We are waiting for further notice. We are very scared because our house, but we are okay. We are lucky that everyone is okay.
Actually, it's my roommate. He is positive for COVID-19. For that time, I have QO is 14 days. And why I feel the MOH is very good, take care of us. Every day, 4 or 5 times they call BTU.
After Ashraful was tested and cleared, he went back to work. He works at Sengkang General Hospital, performing facilities maintenance.
Are you scared of COVID?
Actually, I don't scared with COVID-19. If you work in hospital, for this time, you will feel very proud. I feel very like Superman. I always feel very happy to work in hospital and to help people. And if you feel happy, you will not feel what is the COVID-19. You will just see the people how I help.
We wake up early morning around 4:30 for eating our breakfast. After prayer, then we go back to sleep. Then we wake up late, around 9 o'clock, 8 plus 9 o'clock we wake up. Then do exercise. After exercise, we clean our house. Coffee guys? No, my family, anyone family don't know this one. We never share our family. If I told them our roommate, our house people got this one, they are very scared. Everybody like that same. Our problem, we don't share with our family. If we share our family, because we are so far, they feel pain, they are headache, so we don't be them heavy headache.
I have 3 nephews. Every day we have to talk. If one day you not talk, they will just calling us. My biggest worry is my family. It's not me, because I'm safe in Singapore, but they are not safe in their home. This is one of the biggest worry. It's almost 300 plus already in my city. Yes, now all lockdown. Now everywhere people is getting every day increase.
Boss also take care of us, like he call us and take us any problem or not, food have, don't have. We are actually not happy because a long time we don't like to stay home, don't like to stop work. Now we feelings, the bird stay in the cage. We give them food, nice food, give them nice cage, wash them, but they are not happy. Now we are realize these few days, they also want to be fly on the sky because their life area is the open air, open sky.
As cases of COVID-19 spike, teams from the Ministry of Manpower, the police, and Singapore Armed Forces are deployed to all 43 purpose-built dorms.
So my main role is to provide assurance and care for the foreign workers living in this dormitory. And we do this by working closely with the dormitory operator to execute some of the plans to ensure that the essential needs of the foreign workers are well taken care of during this COVID-19 crisis.
James Tan leads a FAST unit. FAST being short for Forward Assurance Support Team.
As the operation progresses, we start to put in place different plans, such as provision of food, provision of medical care to the residents. By keeping the infections within the dormitory, it actually protects the community from being infected. And we are actually protecting our loved ones. So definitely this is a very meaningful job for me.
Outside the purpose-built dormitories, community groups scramble to help the 1,200 factory-converted dormitories in Singapore. In peacetime, this centre runs training and support programs for migrant workers. In a matter of days, it was converted into an operations centre for an urgent new mission.
So the concentrate goes here, then almost 900 liters of water is mixed with it. So once it's filled up, we get them transferred into these 10-liter dispenser bottles. So this gets transferred to their dispensers, and our volunteers here fill them up.
It is an assembly line for sanitizers.
We start at 9 in the morning and we finish at around 6 every day. So after 6, we have about a 1-hour break. 7 p.m. we go again till about 11 p.m. Some days we also have an overnight shift from 11 p.m. to morning 6 a.m.
Nakulan must deliver 400,000 bottles to migrant workers across all factory-converted dorms.
The virus can also spread onto surfaces, right? So these sanitizers are not only for you to keep your hands clean, you can also use it to wipe surfaces.
The makeshift factory is staffed almost entirely by volunteers. In the bottling department, there are bartenders and servers from Harry's Bar. The pub, like all night spots in the city, is closed. The packaging department is staffed by members from the city's unions.
1 to 2 hours. We set our daily target every year, and by the hour, how many we have produced. So they also feel very happy and motivated when they see the numbers are increasing. So our daily target set is about 16,000 bottles a day. I think most importantly, it is to tell the migrant worker friends that their contributions to this country are not forgotten. We value them here. So just like everyone else, every other citizen who's been given sanitizer bottles, who's been taken care of by the government, right? It is also of paramount importance that we look after them and we also do this for them.
As Nakalan oversees bottling, Bernard Menon checks that delivery is on schedule to the 1,200 factory-converted dormitories.
Our role in the battle is basically take up this quite niche area of supplying essential supplies to the workers in the dormitories. Now that we know that they're confined to quarters, they cannot make the regular purchases of personal sanitary hygiene and personal commercial items that they would normally do. We're trying to bridge that gap, especially for the smaller dormitories in Singapore. And we're trying to shorten the learning curve and shorten the management curve for the operators of these smaller dormitories. Big clusters have not yet started to develop in these areas. That's not to say that it might not happen. So we want to make sure that they are prepared.
Elsewhere in the city, the MWC also has a team of volunteer migrant worker ambassadors who speak daily to workers at all dorms.
குறிப்பாக நான் உங்கள்கிட்ட சொல்கிறது எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்கிறது தான் பயப்படாதீங்க யாரும் முதல்ல என்ன ஏற்கனவே ஒரு தடவை சரியில்லை நீங்கள் இப்போ அதுக்கப்புறம் கரெக்டாக வருதில்ல
அதுக்கப்புறம் கரெக்டாக வருதுண்ணே இப்போ சாப்பாடு கறி தனியாக சாப்பாடு தனியாக கொடுக்குறாங்க
முடிஞ்ச அளவு நீங்கள் எவ்வளோக்கு எவ்வளோ நீங்கள் தைரியமாக இருக்கீங்களோ அவ்வளோதான் நம்ம அரசாங்கம் என்ன சொல்லுதோ அதுக்கு கட்டுப்பட்டு நாங்கள் ஏன்னா எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்தால் தான் இதை நம்ம தடுக்க முடியும் இதில் நான் தன்னார்வமாக இங்கே உதவி செய்கிறதுக்கு ரீசன் என்ன அப்படின்னா நிறைய ஊழியர்கள் ஒரு பதற்றமான நிலையில் இப்போ இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அந்த பதற்றமான நிலையை அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி பண்ணுறதுன்ற ஒரு குழப்பத்தில் இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அந்த குழப்பத்தில் இருக்கிறதுனால என்னால் முடிஞ்ச உதவிகளை அவங்களுக்கு செய்யணும் அப்படின்றதுனால.
They continue to do ground sensing and relay feedback to us. They also help to manage and assure the workers in the dormitories around them. And I think they are a big help to the operators of the dormitories and also the fast teams, just to get things done, you know. Sometimes there's a need for manpower, and from what I understand, a lot of my ambassadors, they are stepping forward in these dorms to help with management also.
Another NGO stepping forward is It's Raining Raincoats. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, the team of volunteers has been busy delivering food, care packs and SIM cards. They have also started an English teaching program for workers stuck indoors.
We are teaching English to a lot of these workers remotely. But what we are finding through that is that the teachers, that is the volunteers who've signed up to teach English, during their conversations with the workers are finding that some of them are suffering from depression now.
Besides the worries about health, workers are also concerned that employers are going bankrupt in these trying times.
Yes, the government has said they should all be paid, but we already have sort of a 3-page list of workers who've been reaching out to us who haven't been getting paid because there are always recalcitrant employers. And then there's health, am I going to get it is going to be the next question because it's spreading so rapidly among them. We're all sheltering in place. The one thing we all have is we're with our families, we are with our nearest and dearest, But for these guys, they're all alone, their families are back home.
To our migrant workers, let me emphasize again. We will care for you just like we care for Singaporeans. We thank you for your cooperation during this difficult period. We will look after your health, your welfare, and your livelihood.
$17 breakfast. So I'm very hungry. Now it's 6:40 already.
One of our friend got positive the COVID-19. Stay Tantong Sing Hospital. We also contact with him. Actually, he happy to this medication, arrangement, everything. He is happy because already PM Mr. Lee announced Singaporean and foreigner all same treatment, same facilities, then treatment also very free. We are say thanks to Prime Minister Mr. Lee. He is very taking care of us.
The silver lining, I think that the very fact that people are now aware of this almost invisible, unappreciated group of people who have helped build the entire Singapore, that is the biggest silver lining, even as the crisis unfolds itself. I'm heartened by all the individuals who have stepped forward to help. It just shows that the society as a whole, there is still heart, there is love, there's compassion.
It's because of them that we can exist in this country. I say this with all sincerity. The clean roads, the beautiful houses, all the luxuries that we enjoy today in Singapore is because of all these guys who have come from different nations to build our land. And I'm really appreciative of all of this.
ஐயோ நம்மளுக்கு வந்துருமோ அப்படின்ற பயம் வேண்டாம். ஸோ பயம்தான் நம்மளுக்கு எதிரி. யாரும் பயப்படாதீங்க. ஸோ பயப்படாமல் நீங்கள் சந்தோஷமாக மன தைரியத்தோட எதிர்வரும் நாட்களை எதிர்கொள்ளுங்க.
You and your friends work long hours to build our Singapore. I salute you. Your job is not easy. Please stay safe.
Thank you, migrant workers, for being here. Just hold on tight. We'll get through this together.